Welcome to Inspiring People, the show about inspiring people, those who are inspired and those who inspire others. We all know them. They're good examples, they're supportive, they embrace life, they live inspiring lives in their day-to-day actions, and in turn, inspire others to do the same. Hi, welcome to Inspiring People. My name is Mary Otto. I'm the host of the show. And with me today are two guests. One of them is Marianne Burnside. Welcome to the show, Marianne.
Thank you.
It's going to be fun having you here. My other guest is Sarah Swenson. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
This show today is a little bit unusual. This is a show really about miracles. And we'll start by telling you a little bit how it came to be that both Marianne and Sarah are on the show with us today. Marianne and I had planned to have her be a guest some time ago. We talked about it, and we met today at Sunflower Hill to prepare for the show that we were going to tape, this show. During our conversation, Sarah introduced herself to us. She happened to be sitting at a table next to us, and what she had to say made this a true miracle. This is a program about organ donation, and it has deeply affected the lives of both of these women. And so I said to Sarah, and she agreed, and Marianne was thrilled by it, that perhaps she should be on the show with us as well. So we're going to talk about miracles, and let's begin with Marianne. Marianne, there are a number of miracles I know that have touched your life, but the one that we're going to be talking about today is the one that involves your son, Alec. So can you tell the viewers a little bit about what it is you want to share about Alec's life and his legacy?
Well, I think I'd like to start out by reading this letter that I'm going to send to the editor. And it's so astonishing because Sarah has already sent her letter to the editor. It will just take a few minutes. My knowledge of organ donation was nil until that fateful day in July '06. That was the day that the doctors at Innovis Medical Center in Fargo declared my 42-year-old son brain dead. But instead of shutting down the machines, it was disclosed that my son Alec wished to be a donor. From that moment on, I have been tuned in and turned on to organ donation. It was a devastating experience to see my beautiful son in a coma and hooked up to all that paraphernalia. My son was a mortician and funeral director, and we had quite a few talks about death, etc. However, the topic of organ donation had never discussed. I am so thankful that he had shared his wishes with his wife, Bea. After the funeral and the initial shock of his death had abated, it came to me that it could be beneficial to other people to be made aware of the process. Plus, any future progress in organ donation could be a memorial to my son. Since then, I have become a volunteer with LifeSource, and I have learned a lot more about the whole process. I have learned that not only the major organs, heart, lungs, pancreas, liver, 2 kidneys, but much more can be used. Things such as tissue of all kinds that can be used in medical procedures and for research now and even in the future. So I would hope that people reading this would not only put donor on their driver's license, but would also have an open and honest discussion about the topic with their loved ones. In closing, I would like to express my feelings. Even though it was painful to lose my beloved son Alec, it was a great consolation to know that his organs have gone to help many recipients have a better quality of life. I know that his usable organs went to 6 people in several different states. Alec's lungs could not be used. He was a smoker. In life, Alec was a very giving person, and I will always hold him in my heart, not only as a wonderful child, but also as a hero to his community. And now I've met Sarah, who is actually a recipient of organs. I can't believe it.
Thank you for sharing that, Marianne. That's a wonderful look at your son, Alec. And we'll come back to Alec and his legacy in just a little bit. In the meantime, Sarah, would you share with the viewers what the organ donation process has meant to you in your life?
Well, it's a fairly long story, but I think that the major point is I'm here today because of, number one, a living donor, which is my big brother. He donated a kidney to me, and we only need one kidney to function and live in life, so he still has the other one, and he's still going strong. And then I received a pancreas from a young man that had passed away from head injury sustained in a car accident. And without my pancreas, a lot of my other organs would be failing at this point without my new pancreas, including it's keeping my new kidney healthy. So I was diabetic and not diabetic any longer, and I have full function in my kidney, and I'm just doing really well thanks to organ donation.
Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. And how is it that you no longer have diabetes then? Is it the result of the organ donation?
Yes, the pancreas is where your insulin is produced, and although my own pancreas is still inside of me, but it doesn't work, so they just leave it alone if there's no problems with it, if it's not diseased or anything, and they just put the other one in and kind of just plug it in. It's pretty amazing system they have. But yeah, so now my new pancreas took the place of my old pancreas, and it does the job very well.
Great. And how long have you had your new organ?
I've had the pancreas since November of 2003. Just a quick side note, I was diagnosed with diabetes the day before Thanksgiving in 1987, and I got the call for my new pancreas. They call you and tell you to be at the hospital if they have an organ that will possibly work for you. I got called the day before Thanksgiving, exactly 15 years later, to the day that I was diagnosed with diabetes, which in itself was quite a miracle. Mm-hmm. And I was in Crookston at the time. They called. I took a life flight from Merit Care, came and picked me up in Crookston and flew me down to Omaha, Nebraska, where I got the transplant. And that was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and by 6 o'clock in the morning, I knew that I was the one. And after that, I have never taken another drop of insulin since then.
That truly is miraculous, isn't it?
Yes.
Were you born with the problems that you had with your pancreas?
Nope. I was type 2 diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Yep. Mm-hmm. At age 13.
Okay. So did you feel healthy? Did you know there was something wrong at that time?
It went really quick for me. I think that I probably had symptoms of diabetes for maybe 3 to 4 weeks before I was diagnosed. My uncle was diagnosed a couple years before me, so our family was pretty sure what was going on, just due to the knowledge that they gained from my uncle's diagnosis. And unfortunately now, I have 19 cousins, and there are 3 of us that have diabetes out of the 19.
Okay, and so possibly would some of those, cousins be looking at the same type of surgery or the same type of donation?
Yes,
donor information as you did?
Yes, unfortunately, diabetes is a silent killer. It can wreak havoc on your organs, especially your kidneys and your eyes, with you not knowing. And it's kind of, it's just amazing who can suffer from it. And unfortunately, there may be a time when they may need a kidney or a pancreas.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, both of you. And we're going to come back with part 2 of our discussion about organ donations and the miracles that have been happening, including the one today.